Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party and my buddy Rhett. It is already 8:34, so I don't have a whole lot of time this morning. Probably about 25 minutes. It is like 67 degrees outside. It's nice. It's Friday and May 30th. So May 31st is tomorrow. If your situation with work is like mine, then today is the last day of your current pay period. So you're probably going to want to, you know, at the end of the day, update whatever your timesheet is and submit it so that everything so you can get paid. So that's something not to forget. Or you'll get the email from. Well, I get my email from QA. I mean from HR anyways. Just like a friendly reminder to hey, do your pay period, so you can get paid. And they want to get paid too. Everybody wants to get paid. But so Angular 20 dropped yesterday, and nine. Usually, this is how it usually works for me. Usually, I'll be working on something, I finish it up, I commit it, and then I do an upgrade. Um, this time, I actually happened to be. Yesterday, I happened to do a commit. Oh, is this what you want? Here you go. Yesterday I did a commit and that was good. But so I'm ready to do my upgrade, I guess, to Angular 20. But here's the thing. Normally it's like a week later. Like it'll drop and then like a week later I'll do an upgrade. Um, Not this close because generally there's a few changes. So the Angular team implies I've never heard them actually completely state it, but they strongly implied that basically they upgrade all their internal applications before they do a release. But they never said before they do the release. So they may be actively upgrading their Angular 20 applications now and discovering like little things that they need to fix inside of Angular um, as part of the upgrade. I don't know. I've never heard them actually specify exactly what they're doing. Um, so, um, so I usually like to wait like a week and wait to see what, like, at least like a 20.01 version or 20.04 or 7 version, something like that. Um, but timing. So I'm ready to do an upgrade now. So I guess we'll do it now. So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is pretty bad at doing upgrade. I mean, at really, really new stuff. But so it might give me some really bad advice. But let's give it a shot. I don't even know what the Sora is. Um, but I have an Angular 19 19.2.2 um, application um, that uses. I know using material makes a difference. Material, um, which is also which is at, I guess it's 19.2.14. And now the other one that really matters is the CDK. And what's odd is the CDK is um, is part of material. Uh, and I would like to upgrade to Angular 20. Now the thing is, you would think that ChatGPT is on my side here. Like you would think, oh man, okay, so it's not. It's gonna tell me if it's a bad idea to do it at this point, but it won't. It'll give you a bad idea and see if you can figure out what the problem is. It is, ChatGPT is not a. It's not a like they. It's not charity. It, they're giving you because they want, and so if there's some sort of problem, they're gonna guide me right into the problem and see if I can figure it out. It's just the way it is. So you gotta. you got to know your friends and know your enemies and all that. So period. Let's see what it says. You got to be skeptical here. Few key steps since Angular 2 is a major release. So I had noticed that like every 5 releases seems to be like a big thing. Uh, it is a major release. It's important to carefully follow the migration guide and address any breaking changes. Here's a step-by-step approach. So I would say that this is telling me that this shit ain't gonna work. That's how I'm taking it. I could be wrong, but so now they're saying review the Angular release notes and update using the guide. So now they're telling me to go ahead and use the guide and then upgrade the core practice packages. Update. Angular material. And then fix the breaking. Review and fix breaking changes. Okay, so one thing I will tell you that I have found it's really important to do is you need to do an inspect afterwards. I'm just going to show you why. Basically, what you want to do is, to me, the most reliable way to know that you actually upgraded is this ng version. I can't tell you how many times I thought I had successfully upgraded, and then the next time I started, everything just broke. And until you see this ng version 20, I wouldn't even consider you even closely. So they're telling me to go to here. So let's open. And I will say that like if like you're in charge of an application and let's say you haven't gone to production yet, which in an enterprise situation it is not unusual at all, because like a lot of times you're like saying, hey, I have um, I have uh, I mean, like you're trying to you guys have an idea of something you want to do, and then you find out there's something within the organization that's preventing you from getting information that you thought was available or stuff. So then they need to make changes, and it just takes a while to get it forward. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to interviews and or even worked at places where they're like, "Oh yeah, this was supposed to be out 2 years ago, but it's not, and it's going to be like the latest and greatest to this, introduces the latest and greatest to this organization," and then they're surprised when the organization is surprised that they're on Angular 10 when the latest Angular is 18. Like the organization is never happy about that. Um, so if you're not in production, you really should keep your upgrades. Once you get more than 4 or 5 upgrades behind, I think it's almost infeasible to actually create them, but to actually do the upgrades. But no, that's the thing. Application project run ng Angular core at Angular CLI to upgrade to v20. So I want to put this in my package folder, which that's kind of a trick because like I'll have to commit this change because it doesn't like to make changes. It doesn't like to update things without a commit for some reason, or at least it used to not to. So I'm gonna name this CLI core 20. And then I also want to have my material one in there as well. Mat 20. I think this is like a good way to kind of, it's easy to get sort of, I guess that word is gaslit, where like you, like they change something, right? And you're like, I thought I did what it said, but blah 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 blah, and I and let's say something changes in here, which is so easy to do. Let's see if this copied. Um, and then ooh, look at that. After render, lifecycle hook to after every render. Let's see. Let's see if I do an after. I don't think I do any after render, but that's pretty big. And there's probably some freaking. Uh, there may be some implications to that. After fender. So it looks like I do not have after render anywhere. Let's just look for render. Oh, I may have misspelled after. Let's look for after. So it does not look like I do. I do after view in it, but it doesn't look like you use after render. That seems like that could, like, let's say you have hundreds of these or thousands of these in your code base, and let's say there's some subtle difference between after every render. It could just be a rename. It really could, but it could also be something a little bit different. Oh, ensure your node version is at least 20.11. It seems like that should be the very first thing on the list. That I've seen kill tons of upgrades too. Like if you're back in, like let's say you have a mono repo and you've used npm, and you have, there's like a way that you can make npm products where everybody has to be the same. Like it all shares all the same stuff. You can end up with it being almost impossible to do an upgrade because you might have a lot of other dependencies. That's why I kind of like to have all my npm packages sort of their own. If I have like a full stack application, to have all my npm packages be the difference, be unique. Although node, I guess that's a little trickier, but I think I say node dash v. So I have 20.1. Okay, so I'm good. Replace all occurrence of the deprecated. So it's deprecated, so you don't have to do this. But let's see if we have test bed. I bet you we do. I bet we have a bunch of these. Oh, it doesn't look like we do that. I know we do a lot of test bedding in our unit tests. And I saw that they're absolutely moving forward with deprecating Jasmine Karma, which is just like, oh my god. I wonder if I already have inject. Okay, so I'm already using inject. So upgrade your project's TypeScript version to at least. Why wouldn't this be the first thing before? This is like, I saw this movie once where it was like they had this text and the disc jockey's reading the text, and at the very end of this the text that says, and do not read this out loud, and he had just read it all out loud, and that was the very last thing on there. This is like, what a bizarre thing. Okay, so we want to see our TypeScript. So I believe we want to look in our TS config, and this is will tell us what our version of TypeScript is. I do not see. I thought it did. Let's see. How do I determine my version of TypeScript? And this right here is a real pain in the butt, like what we're doing right now. But it gets harder. It gets harder and harder and harder with time. So package.json is where that is going to be. And it's going to be under dependencies, TypeScript 5. I have 5.62. They're saying it needs to be at least 5.8. So I don't know. I feel like if I can, what TS version range does Angular 20 support? Thinking. That's new, I think. Okay, so oh no, so 5.8 um, is the minimum. Okay. So I would okay, let's try this. What version? I wonder if what version of TypeScript does Angular 19 support? It says it's greater than 5.2 or less. Wait. So in my, I hate it when they don't have overlap. Because I would rather, like, I would love to upgrade my TypeScript first and have it run under Angular 19 and fix any issues that need to get fixed because of TypeScript, then then and then upgrade um, the Angular to 20. But let's see, they don't really give me a choice. I have to do it all in one fell swoop, soup, all at one time. 19 application. I have TypeScript 5.6 5.6.2. Okay. It's just so weird. So like supposedly 19 doesn't support TypeScript 5.6. Okay, so how did idea how I ended up with 5.6.2 didn't do that on purpose. And it's with unsupported version. Ah. Oh, I wonder if that happened. That happened when I added Cypress. Yes, that answer is likely the cause. Ah. So when I installed Cypress, it upgraded me to TypeScript 5.6.2. And that didn't cause any problems. So I'm starting to think more and more you should not have Cypress out. Cypress should be its own, in its own project. Yeah. Okay. So that was a newbie mistake, right? Like when I did that. Okay. So which version? Now the question is this going to break Cypress? Um, do you think Cypress? Um, 0.8. This is what kills you. This is what absolutely um, like when you start having these different applications. Oh well, especially in recent versions. Okay, so that is good. So it looks like what I need to do is change this, and I don't know how this is going to work, but to 5. I just effing cracks me up that they put this as the very last line in here. 8. Is this how my package TS attribute should read? Ah, 0.0. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so that's good. All right. Now it is 8:56, so I got to go. But yeah, tomorrow it looks like we have this all set up. Let me see, git. I think all I have is that change, right? Okay, git add dot, and then I can't even remember what this video is. This is video 145. Git commit dash m video 145. Sets up v20 commands in the package JSON. All right, tomorrow we will give this a shot. Git push. I probably shouldn't push that because I do not want to push that. I might need to revert out of this this whole thing. So do not push, not pushing. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all tomorrow when we do our upgrade. Bye.